Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. That's Joe. That is Joe Keery, the actor who went to DePaul, who you might know as Steve Harrington in Stranger Things. So, yeah.
There you go.
He wrote that song about his
He's got
time.
a lot of stuff going on, doesn't he?
Yeah, his time in Chicago. He wrote that song about that. And he actually got Stranger Things when he was graduated from DePaul, just hanging out here doing like commercial work and a couple other little small roles starting his career. And then he gets Stranger Things. So nice job, Joe.
It's a good life.
A great interview with Joe, by the way, on our podcast, the Brian and Kenzie podcast. Scroll down there. It's he called up and it was a super nice guy and a great interview there. So we're talking about 4th of July was going great until blank. And Lisa had checked in from Aurora and said that it's so embarrassing because you guys were joking about it, but I got pulled over for speeding on my way back to Aurora from buying fireworks in the region. I didn't go to prison like Brian said, but the police officer confiscated them, and Kenzie had pointed out that that an officer checked in and said, yes, we do blow them up.
Like an Aurora police officer was like, listen, he said, we do light them, destroy the fireworks.
That's right. We do.
I love it. I love the wit. It just makes sense. I just love it.
Hey, they got lunch breaks and they confiscated them. We know what they're going to do, right? Not hating on that too much.
Nope.
We also follow up. So a porta potty got destroyed in Nebraska. $900 damage to a porta potty from some darn kids out there, meddling kids, who blew up a porta potty with some fireworks. And I was curious how much they cost because, again, being at the NASCAR race yesterday, there was thousands of them. And I thought $900, maybe that's how much they cost. But they were saying they could fix it still for that $900 damage. That could be, somehow you can get one. But Case, you found one on Facebook Marketplace?
I found a ton on Facebook
Marketplace. Of porta potties?
I did, because at first I went to nationalconstructionrentals.com and I looked at all of the porta potties they have to rent, which is not only the regular toilet, but also the deluxe plus, the ADA, the towable toilet.
Wow.
And the towable deluxe toilet, which I downloaded brochures. I think I'm going to buy a porta potty. It's a whole big thing. Anyways.
Gonna put it in he's moving into a new apartment next week.
I'm moving in next week, and I might get a porta potty to go with that.
I got to make sure I get my whole deposit back. No one's using this bathroom while we're here, so I can put a porta potty in the living room.
This is a quick way to make sure your girlfriend doesn't actually go through with moving in with you.
Yes, or marrying you eventually.
Exactly.
Gray area. I'm sure she's not happy with or without a porta potty. Can I read, before I talk about Facebook Marketplace, can I read this description for the Deluxe Plus toilet that you can rent?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
National's Deluxe Plus toilet is our regular toilet on steroids. Not only does this porta potty come equipped with a large capacity tank and hands-free foot-operated freshwater sink, this powerhouse comes with the added convenience of a hands-free flushable toilet. In a word, convenience. For the ultimate user experience, this toilet is second to none.
Oh.
Wow.
I would say second to a normal bathroom that doesn't have a bunch of feces just sitting in it, but okay. That's just me. That's just me.
Well, you're an elitist, so
Yeah, I know. I'm a luxury piece of crap.
Yeah, you need flushable things.
Yeah, sorry about it.
You're very uppity about it. So that's for rent. That's not what we're talking about here on Facebook Marketplace.
Before you continue,
yes, please.
I wish NASCAR would have used the ones with the foot. You could wash your hands. They had. What do you call it? You push the thing to get the
soap?
Purell out. Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah.
Soap?
Soap, yeah.
What do you call that stuff?
What is that stuff? Soap?
Oh, no.
They had plenty of that, but I like the foot launch of that stuff, so I don't have to touch anything.
I know, because you're a germaphobe.
Well, trust me, it was germy yesterday.
What are you saying about the NASCAR fans?
I'm just saying in general, you got 1,000 porta potties and they're lined up in there and it rained. Everybody went running to it.
Oh, God.
So, it was a little messy.
Oh, please get me out of this conversation. Get me out of here.
We forgot you're elitist and you need a flushable toilet. You and your highbrow flushable toilets.
Yes. I'm an uppity piece of crap. I know.
Now, the good news is, if you're like me and you're desperate for a porta potty now, you can go to Facebook Marketplace. There's one in Oak Park. $27 to rent, same-day delivery. They can get it to you anywhere in Chicagoland today. That's incredible. That's $27. I can get one for $100 in Griffith. I can get one for $15 in the city. I can get one for $10 that's bright red in the city. And I can get a $100 off-white porta potty in Gary, Indiana with a padlock on it, just in case I need added protection.
Huh.
You know what's crazy is I'm looking for my Renaissance outfit right now on Amazon, and They're all more expensive than that. I would not think that my outfit for the Renaissance Fair would cost more than an entire porta potty.
Also, there's probably more choices of porta potties in your Renaissance outfit.
No kidding.
Yeah, there's a ton of choices. This is awesome. There's a whole market I didn't even know about.
I have this vision in my head for, what I would look like if I was a belly dancer in the medieval times, and it's just not coming to life in these outfits, and it's a bummer.
And also the porta potty's now in your head, so you're like getting all that.
Well, that's just repulsing.
That whole vision is just ruined.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Well, our guys, Giovanni and the Hired Guns, we announced a while ago, I think it was about 2 months ago, that Giovanni went into rehab after, this, you rise so fast, this band, when playing from the Cubby Bear a couple years ago in the pop-up, and they became, like, kind of, in a way, in a short window, they were like the number one band in America with the song Ramon Ayala, which we'll play here in a second. And they put out an announcement on their Instagram page saying, he's doing great, he's doing awesome, but he just needs more time. And going through the rehab process with some of our listeners or our family members, we all know somebody that's been through that and how tough it can be. So they're postponing their shows this month, too. Nothing planned for Chicago, just putting it out there that if there was somebody going to a show. And, I just think it's cool that they put it out there publicly what's going on with him.
Right.
Sometimes people hide this stuff. Mm-hmm. And when you say it out loud and you're a band like that, people listening relate, and I go, you know what? I have that problem. Wow, he has it too. Maybe I can get help, and maybe I can get through it. I think it's just good to put that out there. I know a lot of people want to say it's privacy, please. And, whatever you want to do in your own life, I respect it. But I think it's good when you're a public person and you put it out there to show that you can do anything if you put your mind to it, and it's okay to ask for help.
Well, I think also a lot of people think that they're going through these kind of things and they're the only one.
Exactly.
You feel down on yourself when you realize somebody so successful who's living their dream with all that, like, they're also going through that. Loneliness contributes to a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Isolation and loneliness are huge contributors, and that can help someone feel less lonely, less isolated, and I think that's really important. So not only is it great that he has the support he has, but that he wants to put that out there instead of making sure he looks perfect or whatever.
Right.
Because it probably did help people, which is awesome.
Yeah, they could have easily just said, we're taking it off, we're tired, we're taking a couple months off, and not even mentioned it. They put it right out there for people to, hear about what's going on with him. So, in a relatable fashion, hopefully you feel like you can always get some help too, because you can. It's all out there if you need some help and don't have anybody in your life to talk to. So, Giovanni and the Hired Guns. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for some TV movie news. First off, Margot Robbie. She's pregnant.
Woo!
Barbie's pregnant. She has a husband. We both realized, I said this to Kenzie during the song. I go, she's pregnant. She goes, by who? I go, she doesn't have a husband.
Oh, look at that.
Who knew?
I go, well, that adds up. That
Well,
tracks.
I'm sure a lot of people tried. I mean, to try to be the guy that would get her pregnant. You know what I mean?
But you're I don't think a lot of people got to try. I don't know what you're trying to say about Margot.
I agree with that.
Mrs. Robbie. So she's married, by the way, to Tom Ackerley.
Yes.
He's done a lot of stuff. He was a British film producer.
Yep.
And I don't get this. He appeared in Food and Wine, Insider, and Apartment Therapy.
Sounds like
He just is doing like everything. So anyways, big producer, former assistant director, co-founder of a production company named Lucky Chap. Like, he does everything.
Yes, he and Margot Robbie run that production company. They're the production company behind Barbie.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
I agree.
She is so beautiful. She's like AI created. She doesn't look like a real person.
Yeah, I always want to zag because I like being different than everybody.
I know.
And so there's a part of me deep inside that's like, she's not that hot. Come on. And then I see her and I go, no, she's good looking. She's not bad.
She's a beautiful person.
She's good looking.
She's a good looking lady. I just feel like this is going to make me feel like crap in the long end. Hear me out. Margot Robbie is pregnant. Now, my baby is 5 months old today.
Oh,
okay.
Happy birthday.
And I am still trying to lose baby weight. I have about 10 more pounds to go. And I feel like, I'm like, you know what? This is normal. I give myself pep talks. And if Margot Robbie has this baby and looks normal like 3 weeks after, I'm going to want to throw myself off a cliff.
Okay.
I don't mean to make this about me, but I'm going to need her to have a normal amount of bounce back. To me, it's going to be like a 5 or 6 monther, okay? Because I only have 10 more pounds left. I think I can do it within the next month. That'll be good. I need her to take her time and show the world that it's normal and not make me feel even worse about myself, Margot.
I told you I'd give you my pneumonia if you wanted it. I lost 10 pounds in a week.
Spit on me.
Brian, think about how good she's going to look a week after pregnancy.
Did you just stop it? Stop.
Kenzie, we have to prepare you for this.
I don't want to be prepared. I want to be pleasantly surprised.
It's not going to be good. I'm just saying she's going to look ridiculous.
I'm just a whale. I get it.
No,
I suck.
it's not about
Never
you.
mind.
Brendan Fraser over here.
Yeah, she's a freak of nature. She just is.
I want to be a freaking angel.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
I don't know. I'm praying to the wrong person or something. I don't know what's going on. Things are not. How many chickens do you have to sacrifice
You
up
thought
in
about
this joint?
converting?
Oh my God.
What does she do? I want to know what's up her alley. What she'd spend her Sundays. Where is she going? Just so I know.
Because it's not your place.
I don't think it's my place. I think we're going to different places on Sunday.
Oh boy. More TV news and movie news. Norman Reedus says he could keep playing Daryl Dixon in the Walking Dead universe for 6 or 7 more years.
I bet
Why
he
not?
made a lot of money. Why wouldn't you do that?
Listen, I was addicted to The Walking Dead 2010 when it started, and I loved it to death. And I just finally, it ended a couple years ago, the actual show, but now there's the spinoffs, there's Fear the Walking Dead, all of it. And I had to tap out at some point because I just stopped caring about anybody left. For example, if you watch The Bear, the guy that plays the brother, who, and is this a spoiler if I say this or no?
I don't know, but I'm only on episode 3, of all of it, so don't ruin anything for me.
Of all of it.
Not of the season, of the new season.
You're on season 1.
I'm on season 1, episode 3. I just got done with episode 3, so I'm on episode 4. I'm very excited. It's what I spent my 4th of July weekend doing. Don't ruin anything for me. I can leave the room right now if you want to talk about it, but I almost have nothing going for me in my life. I'm a beach whale.
Jesus God. Okay, let me ask Case a question for a second to see if I'll spoil it by saying this. So she's 3 episodes into season 1, Case, okay?
And she has nothing going for her in life.
Nothing else in life.
And she may have
For the
used this.
love of God.
Did she call herself a whale in that rant?
She did.
Good
Please
Lord.
don't ruin it for me.
Who needs a hug? All right. So, Case, if I mention about the brother, am I ruining it or is it already mentioned? I can't remember in the first 3 episodes that they mentioned where they mentioned the brother.
I don't think it matters because his story stays the same throughout the show, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay. The guy that plays his brother, he's dead in the show.
I haven't seen a guy play him yet. He's not existent.
There had to be a flashback by episode 3, right?
It doesn't matter. Kenzie, I got news for you. In the show The Bear, the brother's dead. That doesn't change anything about the show.
He's already dead in the first episode.
Yep, exactly.
That's why they're cooking.
All right, there you go. Okay, so go ahead, Brian.
That's why main guy's even there in the first place.
Yeah.
Guy's dead. I didn't know there was going to be an actor for him. I haven't seen a picture or anything.
Okay.
Well, that actor was in The Walking Dead, and he was Shane, and he was unbelievable, and they killed him off way too early.
God, he just
too early.
dies and everything, doesn't he?
Kind of. He's been typecast.
He's the dead guy.
And they have flashbacks where they'll show him. It's not like there's a drive-by in episode 4 and he was alive and he's dead. He's already dead.
Yeah.
It's sad. You know, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? You got to cook. You got to cook through it.
Yeah, John Bernthal is his name. He's an amazing actor. And I wish he was. Well, they do show him flashbacks. You'll see him in The Bear as you come along and catch up with everybody.
Okay, you stop right there.
I'll stop right there. Anyway, I just think but the thing is that I think Norman Reedus, the actor that plays Daryl Dixon in The Walking Dead, has become Daryl Dixon.
He's morphed into him.
When you see him on red carpets, he's dressed just like Daryl Dixon now, like he just walked out of the zombie apocalypse with his hair. I don't think he knows he's Norman Reedus anymore. You know what I mean? He was an actor.
I think that has to happen when you're Daenerys Targaryen. I don't even know her real name. What's her name?
Is this from Game of Thrones?
Yeah, Amelia Clarke.
Yeah.
She wasn't in a Christmas love movie, and I'm like, are the dragons gonna be here or no? Because some people just are that character.
Yeah.
They did it so good that it was almost detrimental to them, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because we can't be somebody else.
But then again, Norman Reedus, the actor, he had a couple things. You ever remember the movie The Boondock Saints? He was in that. He had a couple small roles. But now he's a multi-millionaire because of The Walking Dead. So it worked out for him that he was typecast. And he's like, that's what he's going to be the rest of his life, Daryl Dixon.
I mean, it's not a bad life.
It's not a bad life. I just think it's funny that he says, I can do this for another 6 or 7 years. Yeah, of course you can.
Well, yeah, he's making a ton of money. He's like, let's go, baby.
And I just don't like it anymore. I haven't even started. I haven't even watched that spinoff, Daryl Dixon, because I had such a bad taste in my mouth of walking away from The Walking Dead, no pun intended.
Well, I mean, he didn't walk away from it, did he? Like,
No, he didn't.
Okay.
No, he's good.
Well, you can't be mad at him.
I just got bad at the storyline. I got over it.
You can't punish him as an actor. Now you're just doubling down.
Killed off Shane way too early. Okay, tonight, the 21st season premiere of The Bachelorette is at 7 p.m. on ABC. Jennifer Tran from the 28th season of The Bachelor is your new Bachelorette. Now, believe it or not, I'm not going to Kenzie on this. Case is the expert on The Bachelorette.
This is so fast.
It's pretty interesting.
I am worried about this season. I don't know if she's going to be a great Bachelorette. I don't find her to be particularly charismatic. She wasn't my favorite from the last season of The Bachelor. I thought this would have been better had Daisy been the Bachelorette this year, but Daisy did not want to do it. Everybody wanted Maria to do it. Maria also did not want to do it. So they've basically got their third choice here. And I need the men to carry this season.
You know what's really interesting is if you go on The Bachelor, you think you'd be very interested in being the Bachelorette. Mm-hmm. Like, they have to be like, how are you possibly, you already liked being on the show. Now it's all about you. And you're like, no thanks.
That's a good point.
Why would you not be interested in that? I don't get it.
Because you get set up for life. You get a couple million followers. You can start a clothing line, and you're done. That's what you can do, whatever you want.
You can also meet the love of your life.
Okay.
That
ain't gonna happen. Also, wasn't there a Daisy on that Bret Michaels Rock of Love?
Daisy De La Hoya, because she got the spinoff, Daisy of Love.
Daisy of Love was everything.
I grew up on that show.
That's right. Yeah, was she related to Oscar De La Hoya?
No, she was not related to Oscar De La Hoya. She would have been doing a VH1 reality show. She was related to Oscar De La Hoya, the world champion boxer.
No, she was.
No way.
Yes, she was, but it wasn't his daughter. She was like a niece or something. She absolutely was related to Oscar De La Hoya, but she was adjacent. You're Googling it right now, I swear, because she talked about it in like the first 2 episodes of Rock of Love, not Daisy of Love, but she was adjacent to him, not to me. It's kind of like, what's her face, who married Justin Bieber?
Haley Baldwin.
Yeah, not Alex's daughter. You know what I'm saying? The other one.
Which one is she? Who's her dad?
One of the other, exactly. This is Daisy's story.
Ryan, I'm sorry if I'm wrong.
Yeah, how dare you? I want a public apology.
Can you not find it?
I can't.
Oh.
Unfortunately, not a ton of information is out about Daisy De La Hoya of Daisy of Love fame.
Well, that's unfortunate.
It's a fantastic show. If
you
haven't seen it.
Trust me.
She's the niece of Oscar. She's the niece of Oscar De La Hoya.
God, you know what I mean? This is the kind of stuff that needs to be in Clash with Kenzie. It's unbelievable. Stop asking me about wars. This is what we should be talking about.
No, we will continue to ask you about wars, so stay ready. Finally, coming up here in the movie and TV news going on, well, everybody's been asking for it. There's a documentary coming out about the Huck Tua girl.
What do you mean? You saw it happen. What's the backstory? You literally saw the video.
Yeah. Well, there's more to her. There's a lot more to her. And in case you don't know what we're talking about, I think you know this.
You gotta give him that Huck Tua and spit on that thing.
There she is. Now, that's the whole thing you'd think. But no. It's going to be a deep dive about the Huck Tua girl and what her life was like. Sources say
she's related to Oscar De La Hoya.
You'll find that out in the documentary, of course.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Now, this may sound odd, out of context, because you had to be in the last conversation. Hopefully you were. And if you ever miss anything, remember, the Brian and Kenzie podcast goes up each hour, and you can't miss anything on the show. The entire show is there, each hour of it. Case does a good job with that. So, Kenzie, if I say this, it's going to sound bad. But Andy texted in from 847 and said, petition to blow up Kenzie with dynamite like that beached whale in Oregon. Now, you called yourself a whale. I would never say that, ever. But
you'd read the text on air? That's interesting.
Well, he said, just kidding. Don't feel bad about yourself. Margot Robbie and these celebs have the studios to pay for their trainers. It's their job to look like that. They're right. We don't have all that. We don't have 5 trainers sitting around to make us look good.
Yeah, we just look like whales.
No, I didn't say that.
Uh-huh.
But there is great audio of a whale being blown up 50 years ago that Andy wanted to hear a part of that. A whale got beached in Oregon, and they didn't know what to do with it, so they decided to blow it up with dynamite.
Well, I'm confident that it'll work. The only thing is we're not sure just exactly how much explosives it'll take to disintegrate this thing, so the scavengers, seagulls, and crabs and whatnot can clean it up.
That's Kenzie.
Our
Our cameras stopped rolling immediately after the blast. The humor of the entire situation suddenly gave way to a run for survival as huge chunks of whale blubber fell everywhere. A parked car over a quarter of a mile from the blast site was the target of one large chunk. The passenger compartment literally smashed. Everyone on the scene was covered with small particles of dead whale.
Oh.
So you want people to imagine that was me?
Not me. Not me. Andy did.
Andy did.
Andy did.
This is all Andy's fault, obviously.
It's all Andy's fault.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.